Hello everyone and welcome to another pack preview video for Star Wars The Old Republic. So the Deceptor pack will be released on June 28th, which is Tuesday, and I know this preview video is coming up super late, but that's because the information wasn't released until now. BioWare didn't allow for the data miners or anyone to get access to it until now, and so that's why I'm making the preview video so late. But however, I'm not too sad, nor am I too excited about this pack because, in short, this pack is pretty terrible. Unfortunately, nothing on caliber with some of the other great packs we've seen in game. However, it does contain some nifty items. I'm going to keep this pack preview video a little bit shorter considering that the pack isn't that great, but let's get into it. So firstly, as you guys can see here, there's the Corellius reagent. This is just a community cantina mount. Actually, probably a nicer mount than some of the mounts that are going to be coming out of this pack. But anyways, let's get into it. So you have the Apex Sovereign armor set. This is the gold armor set. That you can receive. Personally, I think this sucks, and I'll tell you why. This is a very similar design model to some of the Outlander, Observer, Overwatch, Shield, those types of bronze armor sets that came out in the Strategy Alliance Cartel packs, and they have actually quite a similar design. I don't really see much of a difference in terms of how it looks. I'm not sure what the story is behind it, whether it's what armor sets it's based after, but personally, I just think it doesn't look too good. Not on the caliber of a gold item. When I first saw this image, I didn't know it was a gold item. I didn't know what it was called. I just saw it from the data miners, and I thought it was the bronze item because I knew there was going to be a bronze armor set in the coming out of this pack. I thought this was the bronze one. It turned out it was the gold. I was pretty disappointed at that. I don't think it's a cool looking armor set at all. The next one is the Field Tech Operator's armor set. It's the silver armor set. Very imperial looking. I personally don't mind this, what it looks like. I like these kinds of things. I roll a lot of agents and I have a sniper and an operative and stuff, and I think this kind of stuff looks great on the operative, but once again, not something, it's obviously going to sell really bad on the GTN, and I might buy up the upper body armor and a few of the caps just to hold on to sell later on, but I'm not sure how well that's going to do even later on, whether it's going to sell for a lot of credits. However, I will be investing in that. That's another thing. Before I just quickly go into it, keep in mind that a lot of these items from this pack are probably going to go for a low amount of credits on the GTN, so rather than buying the pack for cartel coins and opening them and hoping you get the item you want, it's probably going to be better for you to just buy these items straight off the GTN. You're probably going to be able to collect them that way very easily. Alright, let's keep going on. You have the Loyal Adherence armor set. This is a gold armor set, and honestly, I don't mind it at all. I think the robe looks really cool. Unfortunately, there is no headpiece associated with it, so if you get the supplementary body armor, it's probably going to go for a really low amount of credits in the GTN because it just contains the belt, and I don't even see any gloves in it, so it has to have gloves, but I'm not sure how they look. However, it's a really cool robe, and I think the game lacks a lot of really cool robes for Jedi Knights and Jedi Consulars, and I think this is really great for them. It's well themed. I think it's going to be a fine robe. Not sure whether it goes for a ton of credits on whether it's going to go for a ton of credits on the GTN, but we've yet to see that. Alright, the Outlander Fixer armor set. This is the bronze armor set. Be prepared to see this go for like 5,000 credits in the GTN, maybe even lower, probably even lower actually. This type of mask that it has, the breather thing, that's such a common thing. Like, you can find that anywhere on the GTN. It's really just a terrible armor set. It's bronze, and I can't believe we're going to be getting pieces of this armor set rather than Grand Chance cubes. That's what makes this pack so utterly terrible. You're going to end up getting these armor pieces in the place of Grand Chance cubes. Like, these are going to go for like 5,000 credits on the GTN. It's terrible. Now, the Overwatch Captain's armor set silver. Not a fan of the helmet. The helmet looks pretty bad, unless that visor thing can go down. Because that looks kind of like what the knights used to wear in, the medieval times. The type of helmet which can go up and reveal your face and then go back down. But not a fan of that at all. Doesn't really look too cool. However, the belt and the chest piece look pretty neat. I'm definitely going to be buying some of those up, hoping that you're probably going to keep one for myself and going to hold on to those, try to sell them later on. I do think that's going to be a pretty cool armor piece. The chest piece and the belt are going to be pretty cool and probably worth a few credits in the future. Alright, finally you have the Vile Hunter's armor set, another silver armor set. So we've got 3 silver armor sets in this pack. It's pretty interesting. This one's kind of a Mandalorian themed armor set, but since it doesn't have anything to do really with Mandalorians, I don't think it's going to sell that well. The helmet looks really cool, but the chest piece is very generic. Every other armor piece is very generic, and I hate the green color. The green color looks terrible. I don't know what they were thinking. It would have been much nicer if that was black or white or something, but green, not a fan. So yeah, maybe the headpiece is going to be something I'll be investing in and buying it from the GTN, hoping to get some credits from that in the future. Okay, going on to the mounts, you have the Eternal Warblazer, which is the gold mount. And if you guys notice, there's a trend in these cartel packs, which is usually they have one really good gold mount, and then they have another gold mount, which tends to go for like 300, 400,000 credits in the GTN. This Eternal Warblazer thing is probably going to be the 300, 400,000 credit thing. I mean, I personally don't think it looks cool at all. Depends on its flourish. It might have a cool flourish. However, I personally just don't see this going for a lot of credits in the GTN. It's kind of an ugly looking mount, to be honest. The silver beast mount is the Frostcrest Devourer, which is silver. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. I'm probably going to be buying some of these. Hopefully they'll go as low as the other beast mount, the other silver beast mounts have gone. If you guys have noticed, you know, you've had the Chem Lizards, the Raptors, you had Veranticuses, and all these types of really cool mounts. They released silver versions of them in the cartel packs, and this is now the silver version of the plate Shadow Devourer kind of armor mount model, and it's pretty cool. Definitely something worth collecting and buying and saving for the future, especially if it goes under 50,000 credits like the other beast mounts have gone. You know, it's definitely worth buying up. Okay, the Calicar Escort Bronze. Yeah, it's a pretty cool bronze mount, honestly. I'll be interested to see how low this goes for. I'll probably buy some of those up. It's a pretty cool mount, but really have nothing more to say. I mean, I still don't think it's worth. I'd rather get a Grand Chance Cube to get this, to be honest. Now here is the really cool item from this pack, the Ragebound Monolith, which is the gold mount that is going to be available. It is a monolith, and I'm always loving these types of mounts. You only have a few mounts that are on the caliber of this kind of stuff. You have the Rancors, you have the Veranticuses, and then you have like maybe the Marsh Hunter Acklay. Those are kind of mounts that are really big mounts, really tall, overbearing, and really popular and expensive on the GTN. Now this is another one to add to those list of really cool mounts, which is the Monolith, and I do think it's going to be a super cool, super rare mount. However, I have seen gold mounts go really low on the GTN. You had things like the Vectron Enforcer from the last Revenge pack go as low as 1 million credits, which I was really surprised to see it go that low. I personally didn't think it was going to go lower than 2 million, but it did end up going really low. So I don't know how this is going to do. I do think personally this is going to be a really rare mount and going to be very sought after, and so I don't think it's going to drop that low at all. However, I'm definitely going to be wanting to get one of these for my collection. It's a really cool mount. And then you have the terrible silver mount that's probably going to go for 20,000 credits in the GTN. That's the Zakulan Drifter. Ugh, terrible looking mount, honestly. I don't know. This is junk. It's junk that comes out of this pack. In terms of weapons, you're going to continue to have a chance of getting the Divine Vented Dual Saber and the Divine Vented Lightsaber. So you still have a chance of getting those, but really rare. Probably not going to end up getting them from a Hypercrate. Alright, you have in terms of the weapons, you have the Defiant Technographer's Blaster, the Defiant Technographer's Offhand Blaster, and the Defiant Technographer's Blaster Rifle and Sniper Rifle. These are all really common, ugly looking blasters. Probably going to sell for like 20,000 credits in the GTN, probably even lower than that. Nothing more to say here. These just have nothing unique to them. I mean, weapons, there's so many weapons in game. If Bioware wants to release a weapon that's actually going to do well and people are going to want to get, you have to make it unique. You have to have it do something that's unique. These are just really common looking blasters. The only thing that they have going for them are that they kind of look like the gun models you have now in today's society. You see guns that look like these, and so if somebody wants a blaster in game that looks like an actual gun, this is something that they can have. But I don't know how sought after that is. I'm not. I haven't heard of anyone that wants something like that. People want, you know, Star Wars looking weapons, not these kinds of stuff. So I have nothing more to say about these. These are just going to be more junk coming out of the pack. These are on par with like the Commandos rifles that came out from the Disavowed packs, and those ended up going for like 500 credits in the GTN. I have no doubt these are probably going to drop that low. Alright, now another really cool item coming out of this pack. For right now, we only have two cool items coming out of this pack, the Monolith, and then this is the second one. It's the Bog Stalker, which I think is going to be a pretty cool Beast Companion. Beast Companions have dropped pretty recently from the other cartel packs. You've seen the Slug Handler license go as low as 3 million credits and stuff, so I'm not sure how this is going to do in the GTN. However, it is a Beast Companion, not a droid, and it is pretty cool. It's a flying companion and stuff, and that's not something you have yet. It's a new thing. You have a companion that can fight alongside you and fly like this. Right now, the only thing you have is are pets that are like this, but you don't have an actual companion. So at least it's something new. I do think that's going to be another cool item that comes out of this pack. Alright, you have the almond blue crystal. Yeah, it's probably gonna go for like 10,000 credits in the GTN. It's gonna be one of those crap junk crystals you get out of this pack. Um, yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like the white crystal, honestly. When I first saw this, I'm like, oh, like someone who wants maybe a cheaper knockoff version of the white crystal could have this. Someone who doesn't have the 10 million credits to buy the white crystal, but that's really the only thing it has going for it. It kind of looks like the whitish crystal. Alright, if now the icing on the cake are you have four terrible junk items coming out of this pack. You have the Snowline Vorn Tiger and the Mountain Drook. These are two pets. One of them is silver, one of them is bronze. Imagine that. Imagine getting a Mountain Drook bronze pet in the place of a Grand Chance Cube. You've got a pet that's worth like 5,000 credits in the GTN, or you could have a Grand Chance Cube worth upwards of 300,000 credits. Yeah, so that's just what makes this pack so utterly terrible. You have crap like this that's going to be coming out of this pack. And then, more icing on the cake, you have two emotes, Emote Chair 9 and Emote Chair 10, both of which, once again, are bronze items. So, great, you have more bronze items that are going to be replacing Grand Chance Cubes that are probably going to go for absolute low amounts of credits on the GTN. I mean, Emote Chair 9 looks like some guy's having diarrhea on a toilet. Like, when I first saw that, that's exactly what he looks like. And then Emote Chair 10 is just leaning back like, ugh. Okay, so these are the kinds of things that Bioware thought we'd rather have than Grand Chance Cubes. That is utterly terrible. This pack, so yeah, I mean, that's really what this pack is. While I talk over, I'll leave some pictures of the decorations that are going to be coming out of this pack, so I'll let those finish off the video. I'm going to end narration pretty soon. However, just want to end with saying this pack is utterly terrible. I personally will not be looking into getting this pack at all. There's no way I'm paying anywhere even near 10 million credits for this pack. Nowhere near that. Considering we're getting way less Grand Chance Cubes, and the only two good items from this pack are the Monolith and the Companion. No thank you. This pack is not something I'll be looking at getting at all. And and like, for example, should I do a pack opening of this? I'm not even sure. I mean, I would much rather do a pack opening of the Dark versus Light packs than do this. I mean, the Dark versus Light packs, at least they give you a chance of getting a super rare cool item, and I do think that'd even be more entertaining for my subscribers to see me spend the Cartel coins on that, because I don't have enough Cartel coins for 2 hyper crates. I only have from the you guys who have used my referral links and stuff. Of course I want to do pack openings. That's what this channel is for. However, I'm just thinking if I had to do one or the other, I'd much rather do a pack opening of the Light versus Dark items than do a pack opening of this crappy pack. And honestly, for those of you guys out there who have Cartel coins or whatever, do not buy this pack. I don't think it's going to be very profitable at all for you, unless you really want a certain item. But once again, if you do really want a certain item, you should probably look into buying it off the GTN, not buying a pack and hoping to, spend your hard-earned money or your hard-earned Cartel coins, trying to get an item from this pack while you're going to be getting a ton of junk. So yeah, those are my thoughts, and I'm not alone. I've seen so many comments on this video on Reddit forums and Dolphy and all this stuff of people saying they're so disappointed with this pack. And I'm not disappointed. I'm not complaining either. Okay, I forgot to talk about this, but I want to really quickly end with the weapon tuning. Now, all the packs have come up with new weapon tunings. The Plunderer pack came with the lightning weapon tuning. The Revenge pack came with the damaged weapon tuning. So this pack will come with the weapon tuning. It has not been released yet. However, just from looking at the image, as you guys can see, the character carrying the sniper rifle has this little sparky gleam thing coming out of the sniper rifle. I do think that's what's going to be the new weapon tuning, considering in the previous packs, in the images, the person carrying the blaster rifle has always had the weapon tuning associated with their weapon. So I do think that's going to be the new weapon tuning. It's going to be something that adds this big glowing ball of light to your weapon. So I do think that's the new weapon tuning. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this pack preview. I'm sorry it came out so late. But that's when the information was released. This pack sucks. That's what I want to end with saying. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.